If there was a way to become better at math, critical thinking, decision-making, and communication, would you take it? Of course, there are many skills you can develop that will heighten those abilities, but most of us do not want to spend extra time out of our busy lives to develop these. But what if that magical way was offered to you as a child, and instead of spending extra time on your own, it was included in your schooling that you were already required to attend? Well, if you're a child in this scenario, you might not want more school. But I assume most of you here are grown-ups, maybe even with children of your own. And if you would take this magical method of improving your life, why not incorporate it into your child's life? This magical method is bilingualism. Yes, I know this sounds cheesy, but there is legitimate evidence collected over decades of research to back me up. Starting with the most interesting and attention-grabbing fact. Researchers at a university in Australia conducted an analysis of dozens of scientific studies since the 1970s, and they concluded that children enrolled in language learning classes displayed a much higher degree of ability on math tests compared to their entirely monolingual peers, even when they began at a lower ability level in math. Who doesn't want to be better at math? Especially in a time when STEM skills are in high demand and parents are spending hundreds on tutors for their kids. Who wouldn't take this opportunity if it gave their kids a chance to be more successful? In addition to boosting math abilities, being able to speak another language or even just being in the process of learning one can improve decision-making skills and other problem-solving abilities. In her article in Scientific American magazine, Professor Catherine Caldwell-Harris describes how researchers looking at the decisions made by bilinguals in both their native language and their second language found that use of a foreign language led to more logical and better decisions, which can be attributed to the strange effect in bilinguals where the second language feels less emotional than the first. Now, I want all of you to be completely honest with me. How many of you want your children to grow up and make good decisions? Yeah, I know you do, because that is one of the most important goals of parents. And while knowing another language may not stop your children from getting a bad haircut or having a tween phase that they're a little embarrassed about, if they're thinking in their second language, they are much less likely to take risky bets or make quick financial decisions when they're older. And looking to when they're much older, a scientific journal from the National Library of Medicine titled The Cognitive Benefits of Being Bilingual reports that bilinguals with Alzheimer's show symptoms of the disease at an average age of 5.1 years older than monolinguals. While it is sad to think about, the future health of today's children is necessary to discuss. And as parents, would you not do anything to extend the quality of life of your kids? Lastly, the biggest factor that people think of when discussing bilingualism is the connections that it brings. Being fluent in another language brings you closer to other cultures and exposes children to a safe environment where they can leave their comfort zone and grow their social skills. Dr. Sigifredo Castel-Britton wrote in a Psychology Today post that this exposure fosters empathy, respect, and an early ability to see life from multiple perspectives. This is why I care so much about this topic. I learned German throughout high school, and as a result of this education, I was awarded a scholarship to study abroad in Germany and stay with a host family. I have so far been able to be a part of 2 exchange programs, and my family has hosted 2 German students since then. Because of this, I built incredible connections across the world for me, and it gave me the opportunity to see the world from a different perspective. I have grown so much as a person from leaving my comfort zone in these spaces, and I have lifelong friendships that I never could have imagined. Without learning German through school, I would not have been in this position, and I do not even know what my life would be like. So, having heard this, have I sold you on the offer? In exchange for a little extra work in school at a young age, your children can have increased math skills, better decision-making, longer and higher quality of life, and best friends across the world. But as parents, you need to help foster this. As I mentioned earlier, children do not always want more schoolwork, and many schools have lackluster foreign language programs. So the burden falls on you to encourage this. Whatever it takes, through learning a language together with your kids, or encouraging your local school boards to prioritize language programs. Just remember that if you would take these benefits in a heartbeat for yourself, then your children deserve to have them as well. Thank you.